Okay, let's all pull out our PPs together at the same time and show them to each other. Get a nice long look at each other's PPs. This is how you handicap groupthink. This is how you do it together. Tampa Bay Downs, fourth race on Sunday. I got a few trip notes in here. There's one horse I'm really focused on, and then a few others that are, you might call minor trip notes that I think are going to be prices. And if everything works out perfectly, we might get ourselves set up for a pretty decent score here. But the focus for me is number one, Sluey's Chosen One, and I've used her the last two times she's run, both time in contest. I think both races were contest races for me, and I bet her with cash both times. And as you can see, I didn't win, but I got a good price each time. Let's go back to the December 18th race at Tampa. She was 15-1 that day. Ran a really, really great race. Was second, just beating the neck. Didn't have a disastrous trip that day by any means, but it wasn't perfect. She, kind of got her head jerked off a little bit there going into the clubhouse turn. It seems like at Tampa in these two-turn turf races, there's always one or two or five horses that have traffic trouble going into that clubhouse turn. I don't really know why it happens at Tampa more than other places, and maybe it's just my imagination. Anyway, she ran really big that day on December 18th, and then came back on January 1st and was really not bet that day either, 12-1. And if you watch the replay of that one, you'll see my trip note here is pretty succinct and accurate. It was just a total disaster. Didn't get a great start. Trouble at the beginning. Traffic trouble late as well. Steadied. Lost all chance, and you can totally excuse that sixth place effort. I think this is the thing with her. She had those four starts going back. Start number 3 in reverse on the way down to the ending with the October 17th race. So I guess you'd say those four starts before the December 18th race, where she just looked like she wasn't the same animal anymore. She had run some good races. If Buyers are your thing, she had run some Buyers in the upper 60s, and I think if you can dig a little deeper, sometimes you can find excuses where you want to. And so I used her on the 18th and didn't really work out as we said, but I think if she runs back to that December 18th race and you excuse the January 1st race, she obviously fits at this level. She doesn't hate Tampa by any means. 3 seconds and a third from 5 lifetime starts. And I think there's some others in here that are going to get some support. So anyway, if you want to watch the replays, go back and do it. Watch the last two for number one, Sluey's Chosen One. She's the focus in here. Number 3, Mikado, drops in class, was bet to 5-2, 2 starts back at this level, 16 N2L, and beat most of the field, beat all but 2 when raised to the 25 N2L level last time, and also had a little bit of trouble, as you see in the notes here, the last start, and had some traffic 2 starts back. So I think you can excuse both of those, and if you do, she definitely fits. A lot of folks are going to bet the 4. Can't blame them. The 5 is going to get a lot of support. Can't blame them either. I'd have to say the 3 is probably the most likely winner from my perspective. But 2 others that I have notes on, and I think they fit. Number 8, Donna Me Up. I'm not saying I think she's as likely as the other 2, but she really did have an awkward beginning, 2 starts back, and then was elevated in class last time. Probably just out of her element, was 78-1 that day. I think if you just draw a line through those last 2, you've got another one that you could make a reasonable case for. Again, if Buyers are your thing, we see that she's run some Buyer speed figures in the low 60s. And when we look at the favorites in here, I think you'll find that measures up pretty well. Broadway Peggy, 7-2 morning line, has some low 60s Buyers. Princess Cora, again, there's the 68, but we're talking, these are not world beaters here. These are horses that you can expect to put up something around 65 or so. And I do think that the 8, Donna Me Up, is eligible to run that kind of a race at a big price. And I also think number 9, Splendor Beach, again, 2 consecutive starts at this level. Last time she broke through the gate. You don't see many horses break through the gate and then run big races. It happens, I guess, but it just doesn't happen very often. And then 2 starts back, she had some early traffic, like they all seem to, going 2 turns at Tampa, and the finish was honest. She lost ground to the winners in there late, but was passing horses ran third of 9, and I think you can forgive that as well. But the key for me in here, as I said, is number one, Sluey's Chosen One. Just that last race was such an unmitigated disaster, almost from start to finish. 2 starts back wasn't perfect, and I think today's the day we make the money with her. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to play the 1 to win. I'm also going to try to hit this exacta using the 1 and 3 on top. Even though there are others, like the 4 and the 5 are both obviously win candidates, but we're going to try to get the 1 or the 3 on top, and then maybe get one of the prices in here in second, like the 8 or the 9, or maybe it goes 3-1 and we hit it. Perfect case scenario would be the 1 wins and the 8 or the 9 runs second. So that's the strategy for today. Best of luck.